Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cut, and I'm back for another I Saw It in Somerset Studio Magazine. We are still in the February, March, April 2025 issue. It is volume 29, issue 1. And so what we're going to attempt today, this on camera makes me nervous, but anyways, these little sketches. Now I'm not going to use like the red. I think I might use one of them in the journal that I'm working on now, the paper bag journal. So I'm not going to do it exactly like this. We're mostly focusing on these images, and I think what she did, from what I can tell here, is on book page put a little gesso. So I did that. I took 2 book pages, glued them together. They're already kind of yellowy because they're old. And then I just took a credit card. I wanted it dry, and put it in the gesso and just, you know, did the quick drag across, and then I dried it so that I could draw these. We're going to be drawing with a Stabilo All pencil. Sorry, it's always hard to get this to focus very well. And you can get these on Amazon. I'm sure some art stores have them. They're water soluble, so when you draw with them, I've used them before, but some people might be new, so I know some of you are like, yeah, we know. But if you draw with them and get them wet, the pencil like spreads out, so it's a fun pencil to play with. So we're going to draw a face on here, and I'm not going to do these types of faces. I want something that doesn't look quite as modern, maybe, so I'm going for a more vintage feel. So yeah, that's what we're going to work towards, and then hopefully we'll be able to get it into the journal here, the paper bag journal. Sorry, man, my brain some days. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, this is by Lisa Thill, Thill, Lisa Thill, and it's on page 45. All right. So we're going to attempt this. I have my iPad set up over here with just a picture that, I mean, and obviously it's not going to end up looking just like this, but I just am using it for a reference because it's a little bit older style, because otherwise I tend to draw things that look more modern. Like I attempted one on just watercolor to see if I could do it with just the Stabilo All pencil. This one I haven't gotten wet or anything. We might play with it if we have time. And then I did do one more. This is my attempt at drawing my great-grandmother. That's her. So anyway, she's got the big bow and all that. And obviously I'm not going for exact replicas of people's features and whatnot. It's just more the style is what I'm going for, because I am not, I mean, I'm an okay drawer. I just, it's always hard to get it exact, and size is always a difficulty for me. So I did them a lot bigger than the ones on the magazine page. And this one's going to be bigger too. So how is everybody? I hope you guys are well. I am doing well. I need to say hugs and blessings to the Posh Maniac. I love that. That's hilarious. Judy and Fern, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your kind comments. I appreciate all of you so much. And welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to those of you who have been with me for a long time or a short time. So yeah, that's what we're attempting today. Sorry, I've been running up and down the stairs helping my husband. He's fixing on the outside of the house, and I'm sure y'all have had things like this where our sprinklers hit. There's some of the trim that has gotten, you know, it like basically rots because of the water hitting it and all that. So I've been running back and forth trying to figure out what I'm going to do for this, and then helping him just hold stuff and whatnot. So I was a little out of breath when I turned on the camera from running up and down the stairs. Imagine that. But yeah, it's good though. all these things that, you know, don't get fixed for a while over the years when everybody's busy. It's kind of nice to get some of it done. And those sprinklers are relentless. And unfortunately, it's in a spot where it's like, we can't really do a whole lot about that because it's you know, down near the ground. And got her eyes pretty close together. This page is not very wide width-wise, so that's always interesting. Yeah, I could have made it smaller though. But anyways, so it just gets wet and there's really just nothing we can do about it. It just has to. So we got some boards that are vinyl instead. I'll just paint them to match the side of the house. So hopefully that will help. So the ear usually starts kind of at the corner of the eye if you're drawing one. And the hair is always a difficulty for me. I struggle with hair a lot. I don't know why, but it seems like it would be an easy thing. It's really not. I'm gonna do it a little bit different, but sort of along the same lines. And she has her hair up, and you're clearly not gonna see all of her head and stuff. Oopsie, that's way too wide. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I have this eraser will even work. It works a little bit. I might kind of do a collar because often these old style ladies have the collar all the way up here. And I know it's probably hard to see in the camera. That is one bugaboo of drawing like this. I'm going to make some spots darker. I don't love drawing on book page. Well, especially older book page, because it's just not very strong, which obviously makes sense, right? But it does look cool though, because I do like the words in the background. Let's say we're going to put an eye, like the white part of the eye. Yeah, yesterday my husband, I think I mentioned in the video I was doing, because I was talking about it because he was making noise, but he did our forsythia bush yesterday, chopped it all. And got the lawn aerated. I was like, okay. So that was a good thing. But anyway, okay, she looks a little sad, but the girl in the picture kind of does too. But then the magic happens when you use a little water. We're going to use a little more gesso. And it's just going to be, as you saw in those images, the white, and then the black will react with the white because it's water soluble. And you know, the thing about this is, especially if you're using it in your own journal, just have fun with it. Just draw whatever, because I know a lot of people say I can't draw. And, you know, even though I've been drawing forever, I still feel that way a lot. Like I don't feel like I'm good enough at it. But just have fun. Just try to have fun with it, you know, especially like for your own journal, because it's for you. It's just go for it, right? And it's been a long time since I've done much of this type of drawing. And you saw on the ones in the magazine too, they're not perfect and they don't have to be. And I'm going to put some thicker spots of the white in places. Because that's kind of how those were. They were a little bit... You guys were so funny about my shirt, the pink shirt, which, yes, you were 100% correct. I probably should have put something over it or done something, but somehow I managed to get through that video without ruining that shirt, so that was a miracle. I usually am pretty good, or I will put on aprons, but I didn't really do anything that day. But that doesn't help your sleeves, so I will say that. It's fun to do these with just the Stabilo All and water too, if you just want like grays and blacks and whatnot. This is gonna make her look older because she's gonna look like she's got gray hair. I mean, it doesn't matter. I put some... I keep thinking I need more water, but I don't want to get it so wet. Sorry if you can hear the TV in the garage. It's below me, but it's right below me, so. Probably should have chosen a smaller brush. I'm gonna rinse this. It's just getting too dry, like it won't do what I want it to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a smaller brush. I can't do that part. Yeah, it is totally different when you start adding paint to it, I have to say. This is tricky. I want to get the whites of the eyes to be fairly white. So what kind of projects have you guys been up to? Anything fun? Have you been doing it? House projects or any of that? I think we're going to be endless house projects for a while. Kind of goes with the nice weather, though. You tend to do more of that. Well, kind of is what it is with this. Stabilo all here. I'm sure there are techniques if you did this all the time that would make this better, work better for you. But when you're just wing-a-dinging it. Okay, try to work on her eyes here a little more. And you don't have to like fill in every little spot either. You can kind of leave some, you know, spots unfilled in. Need the bigger brush again. I do tend to try to keep it pretty clean, even though, and that comes from, I did murals for a while. And at that time, everybody wanted that, you know, clean look. But these are a little more messy. Just want to give her at least a little color on her cheeks. Not that it's rosy, but just to have something. I can also do this. on my mat because I'm not thinking. Sometimes if you let a spot set and dry, you can go back to it. I was just thinking of that because of her eyes. I'm like, I want to work on those. But when they're wet, you're just going to keep muddling it and muddling it and muddling it if you don't just let it kind of dry up a little bit. You can still color from other spots too. She has huge eyes. It's funny how you don't totally realize when you're sketching it. Just a suggestion of eyelashes. You don't, unless you're going for that look of like loads of eyelashes, you don't want to, you know, make that happen. And if you mess up, you can do this. That's the advantage of using the paint. Okay, so there's one version. She's very pale. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this one too, just so you can see the difference on a, oh, what do you call this? Just a piece of paper. But first I'm going to put on a few word tidbits, just so if you don't want to do it on book page, because it is hard to make it work on book page. I think painting, if you're just painting like a flower or something, I think that works pretty good. But if you're not, it can be a little tricky. And I'm just going to glue these on like I do when I do altered playing cards and things. And then I have one that I'll put on. Let's see. I do have smaller writing. I think I want smaller writing. That's out of a kid's book. This is really old, so it just falls apart. And then you can choose which version you want to do. I'm actually going to bring one onto her face. That may seem crazy, but once we get paint and stuff, I think it'll be all right. And this is the kids, oh, what do you call it? Watercolor paper that I use quite frequently. It's a little thinner than regular watercolor paper, and I like it for journals because I feel like the other is just too thick. It's great for watercoloring on. This isn't always the best for watercolor, but it's good for doing this kind of stuff, I think. Okay, let's see if we can do this a little easier. I'm gonna sip of my Pepsi. Sorry, I keep hitting that today. I think it's because I'm reaching for that water. I keep hitting the camera, making you guys jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in. So that I have more of that black. We're going to put the light in her eye. So always leave like some kind of little white spot when you're doing these things. And they need to be on the same side of the eye. Well, I didn't do great with that, but I can go back with a pen. So if you put the dot on this side, put it on this side on that other eye, because otherwise it makes them look weird, like their eyes aren't focused right. This one I'm just doing with water. I will add paint, but right now this is just water. I'm sure there's still a little paint on there, but it's my clock downstairs, if you're wondering what in the world that is. Plays music every hour. And you can even leave a little light on their lips. Again, you don't have to like cover every bit of the paper. Still a little from here. I'm not as good at being free as a lot of the kind of abstract art people are, as far as, like I said, I did murals for a long time and everything obviously had to be realistic sort of looking. So I struggle with some of the abstract stuff. But I do like the look of what they do. So by doing more water, you're going to get more grays and stuff and not as much white, obviously. But it's just a different look. A little more color here. Sorry, I get very quiet when I do things like this. It's hard for me to concentrate on chit chat and do this at the same time. Touch right where the paint is wet. Dingy me. I guess I could leave the pretty, huh? So yeah, I guess just play around with it, see what you get. Oh, shoot. Don't you hate that when you do stuff like that right near the end? It's like, what am I doing? What am I even doing? And I'm just going to leave the white paper for the whites of her eyes. I'm not going to worry about that. Getting the black everywhere. So the words on her face may have been a mistake, but that's called live and learn and try things and see what happens. Because it just is, with the white, it's kind of weird. Let's see. This is an acrylic marker, white, Posco, or Posca, however you say it, Posca pen. You could put a little on their lips if you want. Oops. Looks weird right here. Just gonna keep making boo-boos that I have to fix. Okay. I think that is good. I'm gonna get these dry. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these yet in the journal I'm working on. Or one of them. I wouldn't use both of them anyway. Okay, I'll get these dry and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. They're mostly dry. This one's got a little wet spot up there. I think I'm gonna make like a pocket out of this one. So what I have is a piece of manila drawing paper, kids drawing paper. I'm just gonna put an old piece of book page on there. And we'll see if we like it in that journal. Not that I really need more things in that journal. It's already fat, but I kind of wanted it to be sort of like an art journal, so I'm going to put this one down first. We're just kind of making a background, sort of the way she did in the magazine, and I'll show you in a minute. This, and this is just different print book page from somewhere. I'm not even sure. And I've got old paper clips, or not old, but rusty paper clips too, that we'll use. I want to like this way, I think. And then maybe some washi. Maybe I'll have some of that. Because you're just going to see bits of it. You're not going to see all of it. Just a little bit of our gold painted just with acrylic paint book page. I'm going to put her on there, and sorry for the reach. I'm going to use a piece of that and a couple of these. And I get my rest by using 2 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 cup of white vinegar, 1/2 cup hydrogen peroxide. Oh no. And you just put in your metal bits, whatever you want them to be. And like I use a glass jar, like a mason jar. And then let them set. Don't cover it. Take it out. I always take them outside just because sometimes it bubbles over. So I like put it in the rocks and let them set at least for like 45 minutes. I usually sometimes just leave them overnight. I'll just make it and put it out and then let it go from there. I kind of want to just take a little bit of my vintage photo. I'll probably be sorry, but simply just for a little tiny bit of color on her cheeks. I guess I didn't need to get that carried away. I just want a little. But of course you can leave it all with the blacks and whites, and just depends on the look that you're going for as far as more vintage or newer or what. And around the corners. Oh, I had another saying I was going to put on there. I'll use that in a minute. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Oh, it's an old book page. Well, so much for that. I mean, I'll put it on, but seriously. Sticky book pages there. And I'm just going to glue it on because it's going to be a pocket, and we are going to put on the paper clips, but I don't think that matters. It's just more of a decorative bit. And you could have this as a journaling card instead, and then just hook it to a page using the paper clips. Up to you. I'm going to turn it a little bit to the side. It's not wanting to stick because it's a little wonky. Now, you would most likely let yours dry entirely, which would be the smart thing to do. I have no patience, so plus I'm doing a video. And then a piece of our tape maybe here. And I do this just by using alcohol ink, whatever color you want. I use the Caramel Ranger ink on, I'm just going to wrap it around. Just regular old Scotch tape. Not the frosted kind. The clear works better. I mean, you can do it on the frosted. It just doesn't have quite the same effect. All right, so there is a pocket for a page in a journal. Still got to attach that. I keep getting sidetracked with other things I want to do in here. I could use her on like this page. I think I'll probably collage it though. But just so you get the idea. This is my paper bag journal. If you haven't seen these videos, because like maybe you just watched the Somerset Studio videos. This is a paper bag journal that I'm working on right now. And we've done some cool things, so you might want to check that out if you liked this. But yeah, I think she'll go there, and then it'll just be a tuck for a pocket. All right, so this is what I did. And these were the inspiration by Lisa Thill. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I will chat with you again on Monday. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great weekend. Love ya. Bye.